Forever could never be long enough for me to feel like I've had long enough with you. Forget the world now, we won't let them see. But there's one thing left to do. Now that the weight has lifted, love has surely shifted my way. Marry me today and every day. If I ever get the nerve to say hello in this cafe, say you will. Say you will. Together could never be close enough for me to feel like I am close enough to you. You wear white and I wear out the words I love you, and you're beautiful. Now that the wait is over and love has finally showed her my way. Marry me today and every day. Say hello in this cafe, say you will. Say you will. Promise me you'll always be happy by my side. I promise to sing to you when all the music dies. And marry me.
Please be seated. Thank you. Hold a hand. So good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Meldam House on this very special day for Mandy and Steve. Before we begin, I have to inform you that this room in which we are now met has been licensed by law for the celebration of civil marriages. And we are all here today to witness the joining in matrimony of Amanda Michelle Dunn and Stephen Michael Houghton Thomas. If any person present knows of a lawful reason why these two people should not be joined in marriage, they should declare it now.
You can do very
well. Steve and Mandy, getting married today is a proud confirmation of the love, respect and true friendship that they share. Together they will be stronger to meet whatever life holds for them, and through their vows they are making a commitment to each other for the rest of their lives. But marriage is not an easy path. It requires devotion, the ability to listen, the wisdom to know when you are wrong, Steve, and the strength to put things right. Today you will exchange vows of marriage, which will unite you as husband and wife. The words are a formal and public pledge of your love and a promise of lifelong dedication to one another. So to you both, before you are joined in marriage, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you are about to make. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of two people, voluntarily entered into for life, and to the exclusion of all others. And the purpose of marriage is that you may always love, care for, and support each other through both the joys and sorrows of life. And it calls for honesty, patience, and humour, and offers a security which comes from legally binding vows, sincerely made and faithfully kept. So I will now ask each of you in turn to make a public declaration that to the best of your knowledge and belief, you are both lawfully free to marry. Are you both ready?
Yeah.
Steve, as our groom, you have the pleasure of going first.
Right.
So it's just a few words at a time, just repeat after me. I declare that I know,
I declare that
of no legal reason,
I know, of no legal reason,
why I, Stephen Michael Houghton Thomas,
why I, Stephen Michael Houghton Thomas,
may not be joined in marriage
may not be joined in marriage
to Amanda Michelle Dunn.
to Amanda Michelle Dunn.
Thank you. Amanda. I declare that I know,
I declare that I know,
of no legal reason,
of no legal reason,
why I, Amanda Michelle Dunn,
why I, Amanda Michelle Dunn,
may not be joined in marriage
may not be joined in marriage
to Stephen Michael Houghton Thomas.
to Stephen Michael Houghton Thomas.
So you have both declared that you are free to marry. Now the time has come for you to contract your marriage with each other in the presence of your families and friends here today. And the ancient and traditional way of sealing a verbal contract is by the giving and receiving of a wedding ring. The ring is an unbroken circle. It has no beginning and no end. It symbolises commitment and everlasting love, and will always be a visible reminder to you both of the vow that you've made to each other today. So we're going to ask our best man, Steve, to step forward now. Thank you. So if you could present the question, Steve, if you could take the ring that you have for Mandy first of all. Isn't it? Hold her hand from underneath, that's it. Place the ring on the end of her finger and say these words to Mandy. With this ring, I, Stephen Michael Houghton Thomas,
I, Stephen Michael Houghton Thomas,
take you, Amanda Michelle Dunn,
take you, Amanda Michelle Dunn,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
And put the ring onto her hand. That's it. Amanda, if you take the ring, you have to Steve. And do the same for him. You know he's right. Say these words to Steve. With this ring, I, Amanda Michelle Dunn,
I, Amanda Michelle Dunn,
take you, Stephen Michael Houghton Thomas,
take you, Stephen Michael Houghton Thomas,
to be my wedded
to
husband.
be my wedded husband. It's too hot in it.
So this day will form a milestone in your lives. May you look back on it with love and happiness, and as the start of the new phase in your lives together. May the feeling of love you have for one another continue to deepen and grow throughout the years to come. May the two of you be the answer to each other's questions, a gift for each other's needs, and the reason for each other's happiness. And may you always be able to talk things over, confide in each other, and laugh with one another. But most of all, may you remain the very best of friends and enjoy much happiness. So you have both said all the words required by law, but you have also made a solemn and binding commitment with each other in the presence of your families, friends and witnesses. I'm therefore very pleased to tell you that you are now husband and wife together. Congratulations. Kiss your bride.
She is the sweetest thing that I know. She'll see the way she holds me when the lights go low. Shakes my soul like a pothole every time. It took my heart upon a one-way trip. Guess she went wandering off with it. None like most women I know. This one will bring it back home. Daisies, daisies, perched upon your forehead. Oh my baby, lately I know that every night I'll kiss you, you'll say in my ear, oh we're in love.
Thanks very much, yeah. Hi guys, just wanted to say we're going to start the speeches now, and Steve, who's Mandy's dad, is going to kick us off. So whenever you're ready, Steve.
Good afternoon, welcome family, friends, boys and girls, to the Collinwood Suite. Before I suitably embarrass my daughter, which is apparently customary on these occasions. I want to issue a couple of thank yous. First of all to the President of the Warren Hospital, Senior Smith, for allowing us to hold the function in this lovely venue. And also, more importantly, to Miss Sue Haig, and I don't know whether she's in earshot, but she was at the door when we came in. Now, she kindly volunteered to act as sponsor. We need a sponsor for a military establishment. And she's kindly agreed to do that, so effectively this is her day off, but she's got to be in and around this venue throughout its entirety. So she's lost the day off, but then again I've recompensed her in somewhere, so she's a happy girl. But she's an army lass, so when the time has come for you to go, get out, because if not, her and some of the mates with guns will be looking for you. Okay? So that's the thank yous done. Now, to my daughter, my lovely daughter Amanda. What can I say? You know, often with a lump in my throat, I remember the time when I saw her get up on wobbly legs and stagger across the living room to reach her bottle of Limbrani on her 18th birthday. She thinks I'll be something else. Her brain is very good. Okay. And for those of you that know Mandy really well, particularly the girls on this table here, you know, she does have their dizzy moments. Okay, one or two things. I mean, she's partial to slug pellets. And spiders. Count her with a spider in the mouth or what, legs, you know. She's petrified of them now, as you well know. But also, I'm mindful of a time when I was talking to one or two of my boys, and we were talking quite happily about Admiral Horatio Nelson. And she piped up, "Oh, we're doing that at school." I said, "What, Nelson?" She goes, "No, Horatio's." And of course, Steve, don't ever rely on Mandy for road traffic advice, or because she's the only person I know who thinks she can still drive all the way to the alleyway.
I'll never forget that.
But I'm a proud dad. She's my only girl, and I'm very pleased to hand over the mantle to this splendid young man to her left, to Stephen. And I think they look a splendid couple. Because really, the first time I met Stephen per se was on the day of their prom. When he turned up with his mum, and he was in his best bib and tucker, and he looked equally as smart then as he does now, as did Mandy. And they looked a lovely couple then, and they look just the same now. And they were right for each other then, and they're right for each other now. So, with that in mind, I wish them all the very best for whatever the future brings. And hopefully it'll be a happy one. And with that, I'd like you to raise your glass and toast Mr. and Mrs. Houghton Thomas, the bride and groom. Father of bride Houghton.
I've been waiting for years to do this. Here we go, as the best man speech, I thought I just wanted to start off by congratulating Steve and Mandy for getting married and how beautiful she looks today.
Yeah.
As you know, Steve and Mandy have been together for a while now, been living together, so Mandy knows really what she's put herself up with. But we just want to tell you just how brave she is. Now, Steve, as most of us know, like most of us, is a bit of a complex character. He's kind, loving, caring. He looks after people. And most of all, he can be very, very naughty. Now, to this end, I've been contacting all his old school friends, football friends, family, and collating a load of stories. So, this speech is some of the stories we collated. So, to this end, thank you to everybody who donated the stories, but now, Steve showed his Independence Street at a very early age. His sister Nicola had only just started crawling, and Steve wanted his own space. So he used to climb in a playpen and play with his wrestlers. He has fears like we all do. He's scared of spiders, as we know. But there was one fear which really came to the fore. His mum took him when he was 4 years old to watch a live show of Button Moon. Now, Button Moon was a TV programme years ago.
Loved it.
But as soon as a giant teddy came on the stage, he jumped on his mum's lap, screamed and wouldn't get off for the rest of the show. So he's been afraid of teddies ever since. But he showed his astute side. When we took him, he was about 5 years old, to his very first Pompey game. He was there and he was given this massive hot dog. It was about that big. It was twice the size of him near enough, but he almost finished it. He had all the chants and all the things. He was awestruck by everything that's going on. By everybody was shouting and screaming. Some of the things he shouldn't have heard, but so be it. When he got home that night, great. Really tired, got home, got in the bath, singing away, and he was singing Goo Army, Goo Army. We were thinking, what's Goo Army? It took us ages to figure out what Goo Army was. We thought it was a dinosaur, it could be anything. So we took him to the next Pompey game. There it is. He's singing Goo Army, all the Pompey fans are singing Blue Army, Blue Army. We were lucky because when he started going to school, he was put into a class with a teacher by the name of Mr. Saville. Now Mr. Saville was also a Pompey season ticket holder. So they spent most of the class time talking about Pompey. He learnt to spell Whittingham before he could spell with. And at home he had reams and reams of all these programmes which were read from cover to cover and was spoken to daily to his teacher. No, he really enjoyed his Pompey. We had to get season tickets from now on in. Now, Steve had major things and he grew loads of friendships. And once he started playing football, he started to see, he had a skill for it, an aptitude towards it, but it also increased his circle of friends. Now, with some of them, it created his wicked sense of humour, but honestly, it passed it on to the others as well, which wasn't really fair on their parents. Now, he found a love, not only for football, but WWF wrestling. Now, his mum and I decided one day our bed was at it, so we went and bought a 4-poster. We were so chuffed with this 4-poster. Little did we know, but he invited his sisters and his friends round for a WrestleMania. That was the wrestling ring. Come home from work at night and the mess was a right mess. I just thought Julian made the bed. They were wrestling every time. Now, the football side, he used to bring out the worst in when he went away. Be it trips with the school, be it trips with Pompey, be it trips just with his mates. He went one night, one weekend for a New Year's Eve to Reading. All his mates were getting ready for the night out, and there was a load of grunting and growling and all the noises coming from his room. Everybody went in to find out what was wrong. They were all ready for a night out. He was practicing wrestling moves with Kev, his roommate at the time. School trips. He used to go away on the minibus for the school trips. He was the instigator of many a thing where they used to call some poor innocent player down to the back of the bus and give him hickeys, him and his mate. Right. No, we took him abroad. When he used to take him abroad, when we went abroad to a place called in Holland, and we used to stay in dormitories and places like that. And the first place we went into, was a really, well, I wouldn't say it's the best dormitory, but it's just somewhere cheap where all the kids stay and play football and then carried on their things. Steve, on the other hand, found in one corner the dirtiest, smelliest leftover sock I've ever seen in my life. Then was born the bane of many families and players' life for as long as I can remember. Mr. Soccer. Mr. Soccer. This thing came into being when anybody was asleep, anybody was awake. It doesn't matter where you were, suddenly this thing appeared. So Mr. Soccer was born. Now, on another trip, again with Pompey, we went to Holland. Steve discovered the wonders of shaving. Not himself. Players used to wake up in the morning with half an eyebrow, or no eyebrows. They were shaved here, there and everywhere. People were dreading going to sleep. He even shaved the goalkeeper's leg. One leg, the goalkeeper was so pleased he shaved the other one. Now, while a very young lad, I think it was about 9, we went to Fareham. Walked around the market in Fareham and had one of them carousels that go around, you sit on the seats. And this fella had a mallet, an inflatable mallet. At the time there was a programme called Mallet? Timmy Mallet?
Yeah.
Whack-a-day.
Whack-a-day, yeah, I love Whack-a-day.
Well, Steve grabbed this thing off him as soon as he got on the seat. The bloke couldn't get it back, he was beating the hell out of him for the whole time. Then Steve decided to offer anybody he came across a game of Mallets. The game was simple. You just beat people over the head. Most people didn't know what they were doing. But Steve used to do it all the time. The mallet was coming into the beat. Now,
Man, keep that, could come in useful. Yeah.
he moved on. Steve progressed and moved on. He moved on to a programme called Trigger Happy TV.
Oh, moved on my days.
He used to go down to Gosport with his mates, down the high street, and poor unsuspecting people, all these pranks in the world were played on him. And whilst these pranks were being played, Steve then went on Wikipedia, his latest love, and he found a disease called narcolepsy. Now, if you discover narcolepsy is a bad disease. There's people who are naturally talking or doing anything can suddenly fall asleep, stone asleep, and you can't wake them up no matter what. So he used to strike up conversations with people, talking to them, they didn't know what they'd do. Of course, him and his mates were wetting themselves. They're full of it. But that's the type of braveness that Mandy is showing now. Now, quite honestly, I mean, these two have had quite a long and difficult road to get from where they were to where they are now. But quite honestly, if you're soulmates find each other. So I'd like to welcome the wonderful Owen, Raya and Mandy to the family. I know from this day forward, we're all here for you. So if you want to raise your drink, glass, please. Steve and Mandy.
Steve and Mandy.
So let's try and follow that. So I think it's important first to get the thank yous out of the way. So thank you most importantly to both of our families for their help and guidance, support. Without them it wouldn't be possible to do this today, which is tremendous. Nick, thanks very much for the cake, done a great job, literally lost a nut over it, but absolutely done a good job overall. So good luck with that, Danny. And you're next, I believe, so blinder. I'd also like to thank our absent friends that can't be with us today, so I think we should probably raise a glass of those, most importantly, to know that our thoughts are with them, absent friends. And most importantly, to my beautiful wife. She does the job. What's it like, 16 years? I think it took me a year and a half to get her to finally go out with me. It took me God knows how long to finally get her to marry me, but she's obviously seen sense, which is the most important thing. But I love you to pieces, I always will. And I think we should raise a glass of my amazingly stunning wife. To Mandy. Hope you all have a fantastic night, and let's party on down. Thank you very much.
I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. Well, I I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time, darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it. Darling, you look perfect tonight. Well, I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. We are still kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. Darling, just hold my hand, be my girl, I'll be your man. I see my future in your eyes. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful, I don't deserve this. Darling, you look perfect tonight. No, no, baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, or listening to our favorite song. I have faith in what I see. Now I know I have met an angel in person, and she looks perfect. I don't deserve this. You look perfect tonight. Every time our eyes meet, this feeling inside me is almost more than I can take. Baby, when you touch me, I can feel how much you love me, and it just blows me away. I've never been this close to anyone or anything. I can hear your thoughts, I can see your dreams. I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love with you. It just keeps getting better. I wanna spend the rest smell of your skin, the taste of your kiss, the way you whisper in the dark, your hair all around me, baby, you surround me, you touch every place in my heart. Oh, it feels like the first time, every time. I wanna spend the whole night in your eyes. I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love with you. It just keeps